So, you know, for all the guys and people that have actually lost and, you know, they're not profitable, they may have gone bankrupt, they lost their businesses, their investments, their time, you know, they get stressed, they lose, you know, whatever heart and soul and efforts that they've put in. I can relate to it because it's happened to me, you know, and when I went through it, I thought it was all over. But believe it or not, you guys are the ones that actually come on top. You guys are the ones that are underdogs. But the problem is you cannot give up. That's the thing. Too many people give up. Too many people go, you know what? I don't want to do it anymore. I don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. I don't see myself being up at the top because it's just too hard. Well, nah, you got to keep trying. There is a loophole. There is a way to find to get back on top, to get back to where you were at and to overcome that situational obstacle that you went through. That's just a learning curve. That's like I always say, that's like something that, in a way, it's a blessing because it's going to teach you things that nobody else went through. Like, now, if you just dropped bread and you invested and you lost the money, which that's what happened to me at early stages in my life, I just made the wrong choices, right? So by me not doing my due diligence, by me not making the necessary steps to like do my homework, getting myself influenced and understanding the business and taking a little time out to learn and ask questions and all those types of things, that's the reason why I ended up the way I am. I can't blame anyone except myself, right? But what did I do? I made the necessary efforts to go, nah, I'm gonna try again. I'm gonna do this again, but I'm gonna relook and recalculate the situation. I'm gonna go back to the drawing board and see what is going to make sense. What is it that I failed to turn from a negative, and I'm gonna turn it into a positive? And I did, because I was looking down the wrong tunnel. I was looking down the wrong tunnel, thinking that that was the way to go, and it wasn't the way to go. It was this way that I needed to go, and it was in my face the whole goddamn time. And sometimes those things are right in your face, and you don't even realize it because you're concentrating on the wrong thing. And this is where you have to make a difference and make a change. That's where your whole entire life can flip and switch within no time. Like, I'm telling you right now, I've gone through it. I wouldn't be where I am today if I didn't make the quick necessary change and realize that I'm fucking up. You know, so for those that have felt it and it's been a hit, then you grab your shit and you redo it again. And you go back to the drawing board and you keep going and you keep going until you're just like, you know what? All right, fine. It is what it is. But at least you can say to yourself consciously, you can sleep at night and go, bro, I gave everything that I fucking gave. And nobody can take that away from you except for yourself. Nobody. It's like stepping in the ring. Nobody can take that shit away from you because you're the man that went into the ring. You're the one that's got the balls. You're the one that's willing to take the hits. You're the one that's willing to, you know, if your whole family's watching you and if you lose, you're going to look like the fucking idiot. You're the one that's willing to take all the stress. So then, how do you know unless you fucking try? You gotta be willing to take the hits and willing to move forward with it, no matter how bad it gets. And you gotta go to the drawing board and you have to be honest. You gotta be honest with yourself. The whole important factor to all this is, if you're honest with yourself, you're gonna be able to make the difference and the change, and you're gonna be able to grow. Whether it's just a little bit, it doesn't matter. But you're gonna feel a little bit of hope. And keeping that spark alive is everything. When you're keeping that spark going, it's like, damn, yes, I'm gonna fucking break through. I am making a difference. And maybe the money's not coming in, but you know what? Other important positives are actually pulling through. You know, like, maybe it's not the money. Maybe it's you just changed somebody's life inside your business, and, you know, like, they're coming to you and going, bro, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. There was times where I had people come up to me, and they're like, man, I love you, Jim, bro. You don't understand what it did for me. It got me back with my lady. Or, hey, bro, I was going through some mental issues, and, you know, I don't want to say it like this, but, bro, I was going to do something to myself. Or, hey, bro, my work, my job as a police officer, it's just so strenuous on me that I found a place to get my mind off things because, you know, I really needed this. Bro, the stories just keep coming in, and guess what? I'm not getting ahead. I'm not getting ahead financially, but you know what I'm doing? I'm making a difference. I'm making impact. That means my work is working. Matt, just stay a little bit more patient. You know what I mean? Matt, just stay a little bit more patient. It's not that bad. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. When these people say that stuff to me, that gives me hope. So stop looking at everything that's a negative. Stop looking at all the negatives, right? Because everyone's just focused on that. Also, look at the positives of what's going on. And then also, the negatives can always be a positive of what is going on. But you have to address it. People want to address it like a year down the track. People want to address it whenever they feel like it. Why? Address the situations, address the problems, you know, put it together, put a list of your pros and cons, right? This is something that I always do, and be honest with your cons. That's the hardest thing for people to admit is their problems and their cons. My thing is this, most people want to cut corners. Most people want to cut corners and get straight to the point of making money. But that's not long term. The point to all this is there's a long-term effect to this. And if you're not in it for the long term and you're not in it to win it correctly, then you're just cheating yourself out. You're cheating yourself and you're cheating everyone else around you out. And that's why it's very important to be honest to yourself on what you're doing. Be straightforward. Don't sugarcoat it. Be straight to the point. If there's an issue with something, address it. If there's a negative, turn it into a positive. Don't sit on it and wait for somebody to say something. Don't wait till something happens and it becomes something bigger than what it really is. Because then you're not pushing forward. Because once you address all the issues, you're able to move forward. You're able to like feel a little bit at peace, because at the end of the day, this is a strenuous industry. This is a strenuous job. Being the owner and founder and CEO of a company, you know how many times I look at it and I go, bro, I wish I was doing a 9-to-5 job because of all the shit I gotta take care of. But then I look back and I go, you know what, I'm grateful and honored that God has put me in a position of responsibility as a leader to do this, because who else is he gonna give it to? Who else is gonna give it to? Who else has got what I got? Nobody. I got some hidden talents that most people don't have. I'm a person of honesty and straightforwardness and truth and loyalty that, man, this is me. This is me. This is who I am. And I'm not going to change that for nobody. So that's why it's very important to be honest in everything that you do, and you be very straightforward about it. Number one, you need to prioritize everything that you're doing that is of importance inside the business. Figure out what is key to take care of first. The other thing is, you have to make sure you recruit the right team of people that are going to be loyal to whatever you're building and what you're creating. If you don't, and you're going to find some guys that are just going to, clap for you all the time and sugarcoat things for you. No, you need people that are going to be accountable. They're going to keep you accountable, and they're going to keep everybody else accountable, and even for themselves, because at least they're the ones that are going to keep your business and yourself and everyone in check. That even goes for me too. So it's like, if you don't come forward and face all the necessary important things that need to be handled, you're always going to be behind. If you come forward fast and quickly, what do you think is going to happen? You're going to be able to get the results that you deserve, because you want to grow. You want to get to a certain place as fast as you can. Now, why cut corners when you can just take care of the issues at stake at hand, and you're able to move forward, right? And at least it's a long-term thing. It's not a short-term thing. You don't want to band-aid shit. You want to be able to get rid of the wound, put the alcohol on, stitch it up, and it will never open up again, right? Most people just want to band-aid it. Oh, here's whatever. I'll pocket the money and thank you very much, and I'm making my money and I'm living like a king. It doesn't work like that. It does not work like that. You have to do things the correct way. There's a reason why all these guys have made it to where they've made it, because they've done everything the right way. Now, there is going to be times where you have to, I'll use that word, bend. You got to bend the rules in order to get what you want, yes. But to a certain extent, you don't do it in a way that's going to jeopardize your entire fucking operation or yourself or your reputation in your business. But you bend rules to a certain, and I'll give you a perfect example. All right, bending rules. I'm not going to stick by the rules of what every boxing gym does. I'm not gonna copy and paste every single thing that the boxing world wants me to do, right? Yes, I'm a boxing gym. Yes, I'll have, the good bags. I'll have the right trainers. We'll stick to fundamentals. But guess what? I created my own classes. I don't follow the same classes. I train people the way I want to train them. I incorporate different utilization of, different methods and unique equipment pieces to be able to enhance my clients' routine and how they want to progress. I'm not following it by the book. I'm bending the rule, but I'm doing it because I know what I'm capable of, right? And I want to be unique, and I want to be different. And in order to be unique and in order to be different, you have to bend the rules. But you bend it a certain way. You don't bend it entirely, completely, where you're putting your business at risk. I've had to bend rules in order to pay bills, which means, all right, I'm going to have to get the money from somewhere. But I'm going to do whatever it takes to try and cover that bill, because if I don't cover it, then it becomes a problem. But I found a way to do it. I found a way I may have to go to a loan shark, or I may have to borrow from someone. It's not something I like, but at least I'm fixing the problem and I'm getting ahead of the game. Or I may have to do this, put a bodybuilding gym inside of a boxing gym, right? I'm putting gym equipment right next to two big, large rings. In the bodybuilding culture, that does not exist. But I did it. Why did I do it? Because I want the people in the bodybuilding world to feel a little bit of sense of the boxing world, and I want the boxing world to feel a little bit of a sense of the bodybuilding world. That's bending the rules. That does not happen. And I'm okay with that. I'm really okay with that.